Hey, what's up? I'm Carlos, owner of Hybrid Records in Corpus Christi, Texas. Welcome to the channel, the YouTube channel where we only make a video every 3 or 4 months, and the channel where we also believe that colored vinyl and black vinyl sounds nearly exactly the same, and it is not worth arguing over. Recently traveled a little bit south of Corpus, down to the Rio Grande Valley to buy a record collection. As we do, we buy records here. And gonna talk about that a little bit and show you some of that. So here we go. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Yeah, that's straight Nashville.
Yeah, just
So like I said, went and bought a record collection. I feel it goes a little bit without saying, but I bought a record collection for the shop, for us to sell in the shop, and we will be doing that. So hopefully you're seeing this video Monday, August 16th, or sometime around there. So some of this will be available on August 20th. Now, originally when I bought this collection, I wanted it to all go out on the exact same day, the entire collection all at once, but I just don't think that's going to happen. It's a lot of records, and cleaning, pricing, researching, all of that kind of stuff is going to take a little bit longer than that. I'm gonna split it into roughly 2 parts. So this first part will be available for purchase August 20th. The last time that we did a video like this was when we went to the Austin Record Convention, and we showed you some of the stuff we brought from there, and then also a collection that had come in the shop right after the Austin Record Convention, got kind of mixed in there, and we made this video where we showed you some of the stuff that was going to go out, some of the records that were going to go out, and I found that a lot of people were really excited about it, which is great. That's what we want. That's the goal at the end of the day. But because of that, we had all of the stuff out in the store and live on the website at the exact same time, 11 a.m. And that was a little hectic. It was a little chaotic because people are looking at records and they're holding records in their hand, but then orders are coming through on the website at the exact same time. And so it was really stressful for me because I was always worried that someone was going to buy something on the website that someone in the store was holding in their hand at that exact moment. So for something like this, where it's like a real big collection and we're kind of hyping it up more than we normally hype up the new stuff we put out, I have decided that Fresh Friday will be in the store only. That stuff's not going to go on the website right away. All of the stuff that we're going to be putting out Friday, August 20th will go on the website at 7 p.m. when we close. So if you're local, obviously you'll want to come through the store as soon as possible. We open at 11. And if you're not local or you can't make it in on Friday, then at 7 p.m., anything that didn't get bought in the shop will be available on the website. So yeah, that's what's going to happen with that. So keep an eye out. Now, this collection came from a friend of mine, Isaac, a good friend of the shop. And so Isaac is a record dealer. He operates Soundstream Records with another friend of the show, Zach. Isaac and Zach, top tier record dealers. You can usually catch them at the Austin Record Convention, and they do pop-ups in the Valley and things like that. Really, they have really killer stuff. But I say that to say that this was the collection of a record dealer, and so he didn't really have any nonsense. There's not really any filler in this collection, and there's not a lot of junk in this collection either. Everything is like really clean, and there's a lot of interesting variations of some records that are otherwise common. And yeah, so we're going to get into that. Like I said, this collection is going to kind of go out in 2 parts. So what I've decided to do is the first part of the collection, which is a little bit smaller, because I'm recording this on August 14th, and I'm trying to get all this stuff cleaned and priced in time to go out August 20th, so that's kind of a tight turnaround. So all of the stuff for August 20th is going to be like the newer stuff, the more modern stuff from the last like 10 or 15 years or so. And then the next drop that happens will be all of, I guess, the vintage stuff, or the stuff from like the 60s, 70s, because there's a lot more of that stuff than there is of the modern stuff. And yeah, so that's how we're going to do it. So this first drop, all newer titles that I think you'll be pretty stoked about. Newer titles or newer issues of certain titles. So I think the appropriate thing to do at this point is to show you some records, talk about them a little bit, and then I'll send you on your merry way. As I like to do, I'm not going to show you like the best, highest dollar stuff. I'm not going to show you the rarest stuff. I'm going to show you a good representation overall of what you can expect from this collection. I could have picked the 10 rarest, most expensive, craziest, hardest to find records, but I don't want to make it seem like it's all that, and I think this is gives you a better general idea of the, 200 records that are 100 to 200 records that are going to go out on Friday. I haven't done a hard count yet, but anyway, I am rambling as I tend to do in these things, but we're going to try to keep the rest of it concise. So I'm just going to start. I have them slightly organized, but it's really just going to be kind of me pulling stuff out and showing it to you. So the first one is Tyler, the Creator's Cherry Bomb Instrumentals. We had a copy of this in the shop recently, and we have another one. It's on that pink colored vinyl, so that's definitely a good one. Still in the shrink wrap with the hype sticker and everything, so that's super dope. Need I say more? This is not the only Daft Punk record in the collection either, so keep that in mind. There are so far, and I'm still pricing stuff. This is the 14th. I'll be pricing all week, so I haven't gone through everything yet. But already I've found several quality reissues of some great jazz stuff. So this Bill Evans. This is an original Jazz Classics reissue. Deadass, I might keep this one. I'm not positive. Maybe I should have made that decision before I showed it to you, but we'll see what happens on Friday. Coming to Corpus in November, depending on how this goes, and if you guys decide to get vaccinated and wear your goddamn mask when you're out in public. We do still require masks in our store. I'm not interested in arguing with you about it. Just wear it. Chicano Batman. Really hope I get to see them in November at House of Rock. Shouts out House of Rock. Shouts out Casey. And the whole team over there. That kid Cody slinging the pizzas these days. There are several Chicano Batman records in this collection. This is one that we don't see quite as much. And I think all of them are colored vinyl. I've already seen this one, and their first EP, which was on orange vinyl, is the 2018 reissue. The first issue of that first EP was a 10-inch. This is a 12-inch orange colored vinyl. Elliott Smith. There's multiple Elliott Smith records that would be up for grabs. I don't need to... What more can I add to the conversation about Elliott Smith that hasn't already been said? I won't attempt it. LCD sound system. Arcade Fire. I remember when this, I'm pretty sure it was this album that they won the Grammy for, and I remember people being so befuddled by it, and they were like, who's Arcade Fire? Who's Arcade Fire? I can't act like I knew who Arcade Fire was at the time. I wasn't like a big indie rock kid in that period, but it's just so funny because they had put out multiple records by then, right? They weren't like some new random band. Anyway, I digress. Tame Impala gets asked for a lot. I know people like their newer stuff probably more than this. We've had them on order for a while, and they just haven't come in. And hopefully they come in again at some point. I don't know. We'll see. Radiohead. There's multiple Radiohead records. Their stuff hasn't been in print for a little while, and it's been very difficult for us to get. And by very difficult, I mean we have not been able to get them. Pretty much any of their XL recording stuff. Every time I am putting in a restock order and I look for anything Radiohead related, it's never in stock. So we definitely have, I don't know, 4 different Radiohead titles that we got in this collection that will be going out. So that's exciting if you're a Radiohead fan. This next record will mend your broken heart if you were as disappointed as I was by the July Record Store Day drop. It's obviously a bootleg, but these have been around for a very long time. The Life Aquatic Sessions by Sue George. Bowie songs in Portuguese. And of course, as with most of these boots, you know, they're on some colored vinyl variation. Let me get there. Oh, boom. Okay. So, definitely that for you to check out. That's a good one. And like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of colored vinyl versions of maybe some easier to find records or more common records. But the colored vinyl versions in these cases are special because they're super limited or they're exclusives or whatever the case may be. So I'm going to show you some of those. This is one we had recently. I think it was back in February. First Arctic Monkeys record. This is the Vinyl Me Please edition of it. I have a great many thoughts about Vinyl Me Please. I will not share them now because that's not what this video is about. But this one has all the inserts still, the art print, the OB strip that has the cocktail recipe on it, the booklet. It's on like a clear black smoke kind of colored vinyl. That's a good one. This is not one that we see all the time, but I guess maybe we have seen it before. White Stripes. Elephant, this one has the song on it. Don't care for that particular song. Elephant complete recording is in chronological order, and this one, as you can imagine by the way that I set up this segment, is a colored vinyl pressing of the record. I should have gotten my LPs in order before I started doing this, but ooh, that's interesting. So you see one disc is on white vinyl, and I'm having problems putting it back in there. But this one, we got a split color there. Let's see what the deal with that is. Got one I haven't seen in a long time. Neon Indian. This is the yellow double LP cut at 45. This is a more recent one, Super Deluxe Edition, that sold out pretty quickly. I think this one is limited to 500 copies, but this is the Grammy-nominated self-titled record from Austin, Texas band Black Pumas. This is the Texas edition. So it's a double LP, comes with a bonus 7-inch, and it's on that super dope color-in-color vinyl setup that I really like. Oh my goodness. Some of these are kind of hard to put back in. So yeah, really nice kind of textured, it's a really nice like textured cover on that one. Yeah, it's got the Texas edition gold foil stamp on the back. Very, very dope. This is a Newberry Comics exclusive pressing of Tom Waits' Mule Variations. This is a phenomenal record. Released by Anti and Epitaph, and you see the colored wax on that one. Definitely a record you should own in some variation if you can. There are a lot, not a lot, but like a nice handful of colored vinyl pressings of the OC's records. If you're an OC's fan, you know that the colored vinyl stuff is the more limited that they do. So we got that going on. And here's an Explosions in the Sky. Colored vinyl. Okay, so there's also a good amount of like, I don't know, I guess what you could call world music maybe, or just some kind of more out there stuff, not your standard like indie rock or hip hop or, you know, the more kind of like rock centric stuff that you know, we see a lot of, which is good because, you know, sells very well and is all good. But I like getting more of this, you know, different stuff from around the world in when we can, and we got some pretty good ones. I mean, I'm gonna probably start off with the, you know, the best one. Don't quote me on that, but it's one that people really like a lot. Arthur Verkai. That's a good one. This is on the Love and Hate label, kind of more recent reissue. It's good stuff. This is a band called Seat and the Boys. Doesn't have a... has a lot of different countries listed as a manufacturer: Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong. But Seat and the Boys, I haven't listened to this one yet, but I'm very interested in it. And it's definitely not one you see a whole lot. This is an original. So I guess this one would fit more into like the vintage thing, but it snuck its way in, so sue me. Celia Cruz and Friends. Yeah, you know, just another good one that is a little more recent. 180 gram double black vinyl situation. So that's cool. And then outside of that, there's some stuff that again is in the more modern variety that's just straight up pretty rare. Like you know, some under, you know, some in the hundreds of copies, not even in the thousands, and some that you just maybe you don't see, or that you had to get direct from the artist, things like that. So that is very dope as well. The first one is a favorite of, I think, most people's that are keeping up with kind of more modern independent artists, especially for the stunt they pulled with their silent album to fund a tour. So if you know anything about that, you already know what I'm talking about. This is Wolfpack. This is an EP, 6-song EP. But yeah, first pressing says "Don't Lend to Your Buddy," self-released on Wolf Records. Pretty rare one. Some vaporwave action for your head top. This is Windows 96, 100 Mornings. This one is very rare because it is the gold vinyl version. It's like a clear gold, limited to 100 copies. Still in the shrink wrap on the jacket. The vinyl is in perfect condition. Limousine, PayPal, Playboy. This one has the alternate cover art made by Limousine himself. There were two different versions, the PayPal logo or the Playboy logo. And this one is numbered 90 of 247, so very limited. It's a splatter colored vinyl that I can't show you because it's still sealed, which is fantastic. Only the highest quality here at Hybrid Records. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. There are also a couple of box sets. There's one, that Childish Gambino Awaken My Love box set that he totally screwed us on. I just hate it. I hate this kind of crap. It's a great box set, and even the single LP version of it is great. But when that album was released on vinyl, they said straight up, here's the deluxe box set. 2 LPs cut at 45, includes a VR headset with exclusive content, and they told everybody at the time, this is the only vinyl version that is going to be released. This is the only way we're releasing it on vinyl, is in this box set. So if you want it on record, you have to buy this box set. So we ordered like 10 copies of it. Nobody really bought them because they were like $60, and it was like, what the heck? And then shortly after that, they announced the single LP version that retailed for $19.99. So stop doing that shit. Makes it really hard on us independent retailers when you pull that kind of tomfoolery. That being said, I do own the box set and the single LP version. Fantastic. Prefer the 45 cut, they sound better. But yeah, we have some box sets. This one is an authentic reproduction of the 1969 first pressing with audiophile vinyl, replica shop poster, reprint of handwritten lyrics to 2 of the songs, plus a bonus voucher with a choice of download formats. That's probably expired by now. But this is Nick Drake, 5 Leaves Left. So, interesting box set. I think it's only 1 LP, so why it's a box set, I'm not entirely sure. But, almost dropped it. It's been a long day. But yeah, so that's an interesting one. We don't really do a ton of box sets in the shop. They don't sell very well, usually, the new ones. But, you know, sometimes they can be really cool, especially when they come with fun, like, bonus inserts and stuff like that. And the last record that I'm going to show you, it's also a box set. But this one is, I don't know, 5 LPs, I think, something like that. And it includes the original album, 2017 remaster, additional recordings, plus live in Boston. It's got to be like 4 or 5 LPs at least, because I'll tell you what, this bad boy is heavy. That is the Smiths' The Queen is Dead box set. I imagine this one will be pretty popular. Lots of Smiths fans out there, and I don't think that this is a particularly pricey piece either. I'm pretty sure for that big a box set that I believe to be out of print, it's under $100. I could be wrong about that though, so do not hold me to it. But it is what it is. So that's everything. Hope you enjoyed the footage of our trip that my wife captured. Shouts out Kylie. She makes the brand work, I would say. All the branding decisions go through her, all the marketing stuff, all the fun stuff that we do, I would say, that aren't record related. But you know, also huge thanks to Isaac for thinking of us first. We really appreciate it. He told us how much we wanted, or how much he wanted for his collection, and that's how much we paid him. Because I very strongly believe in, paying people well for their records. I mean, that's paying a fair amount for collections is important. So we try to do that. If the collections are right and they're good and they're worth paying well for, which this collection was very much worth paying well for. So, yeah, thanks to him. Thank you for watching the video. It's probably much longer than it needs to be, if I know myself at all. I probably couldn't edit very much out, but I hope that, you saw some stuff that you liked, and there's definitely a lot more where that came from. Honestly, I think the entire wall, like rare and collectible wall, will be completely new on Friday because there's so much good stuff in this like modern part of the collection. And then of course like a ton is going to hit the new arrivals as well. So yeah, definitely excited. I will not be there when all this stuff drops. I'll be visiting some family, but Josh will be there, so say what's up to him, give him a high five, tell him you love him, tell him happy belated birthday too. I think his birthday will pass by then. So yeah, don't sleep on any of this stuff. Come in the shop, dig, wear your mask, have a good time. We'll see you in the next video.